Hello. Welcome today to our episode of Dice and Dudes, episode number 27. Sorry for the late start today. We're going to get it right into this. We want to thank Military Gamer Supply. You can check them out on their website or on Facebook, Military Gamer Supply. Please also check me out on David's Towels and Terrain. Don't mean to rush us through, but we're going to get right into this because we're all jonesing for D&D. It's been a week and that's way too long. Welcome back to the table, everybody. Last time on Dice and Dudes, the Knights of Fate had traveled to the Castle Ravenloft after discovering that Tristwin had been bitten, apparently by the vampire god Strahd himself, and something was missing. After attacking several vampires within Castle Ravenloft, the ruins of what's left of Castle Ravenloft, the group had a merry-go-round fight with an invisible vampire for the second time, killed a bunch of his other minions, as he managed to flee through a dimension door for the second time. Now they stand within the ruins of Castle Ravenloft, once again in the second floor, with the battle having just died down. You coming across a strange-looking stick and a coffin sitting just beneath a rug within this room here that you all had chopped up into pieces and burned. And that is where we will pick up tonight's game session.
That's fuck yeah.
Burn the people defending you.
Preach on, preach on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never get burned by these things. Wait, I accidentally hit my phone last night. Sorry about that. Didn't see you there.
Oh.
Hey,
Some bevels?
do we need to this place out? There's no. Yeah.
Probably a good.
Hey.
Okay, so where are you starting?
This level.
Well, go ahead and just give me an investigation check, please. Is anyone assisting him?
I'll assist.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay,
with
so
advantage.
do you want to roll with
Do
do
it?
you want to roll with advantage, or do you want to roll two separate checks? You guys can decide.
I'm hearing.
So who wants to lead the check? Does somebody want to roll advantage? Okay. Arnos it is.
God damn, a 1 to 6? Fucking hell.
Well, at least you had advantage.
And
Yeah,
since
alright.
I'm
There was
going to
something
also
shiny in the
separately-
room.
All of an 11. There's nothing here.
So would you 11?
11.
Okay. So Arnos, Rotmir, and Perry would you roll?
13.
Okay, so they begin clearing the place out, searching for anything, opening the other coffins, looking through the other doors, things like that. While that's happening, Draka, Tristwin, and I already know what you're doing. You're kind of looking into that room and flipping through the books, correct? Okay. Go ahead and just the magic stick or the tomes as well. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
I can take over the.
Okay, so you go and you can see the books on the ground pretty easily. There's more than one, so you can pick one up and start reading it if you like. Go ahead. And what is Tristman doing? Okay, we'll get to that in just a second.
I had a
13. The first book that you pick up, it's in a very strange language, but there is some common mixed in with it. It looks like the handwriting's different. The stick? Okay. So you flip through the book for a little bit. You see him go and you just kind of hand it to him. He opens it up and starts. It's that strange language of this area, like a unique language known as Vistani that you've now seen a couple of times. Very strange. It almost has the written word as well as pictograms that have been morphed into a language because it's not typically a written language. It's mainly an oral language. It looks like this tome was at some point somebody else's handwritten journal, and then suddenly it starkly changes to a different style of handwriting. The first 2/3 of the book that you read is asinine nothing. It is literally just somebody's daily journal that they put their thoughts and notes into, things like that. It is nothing of import that you just flip through. Almost sounding like a pompous aristocrat, with how bad his problems are. That he didn't get like the dessert didn't taste as good as he wanted. Yeah. You don't. I mean, you're just whatever with that. But then you get to the second half, and it is in common, and it's a very strange handwriting. With that investigation check, you can tell it wasn't written with a quill, and it's definitely not ink. It's in there. I mean, you're trying to get it out and really taste it, but it just tastes like old paper, old parchment.
Are you lick? Not dinner.
Does someone say anything about dinner?
Well, oh, you're searching out the room, so.
Vampires.
Then why you lick it?
Well, once you finish with your investigation. Okay, so you're trying to figure that out. You guys are doing that. I'll give you a little bit more information on that. The back half talks about, in no uncertain terms, whoever wrote this back half of this journal absolutely detests Strahd and talks about overthrowing explicitly. Though it talks in vague terms, a lot of it's doublespeak, a lot of it's ramblings, almost like they're not all there. But whoever wrote that the second third or the last third of the book, and they've even written on the back cover. I mean, that's how far they got into. Is somebody who dislikes Strahd very much, but is also strange and out there. While that's happening, you three are going through rooms. Perry, you're the first to notice as you walk in the room that has bits of splintered wood everywhere as a fireball erupted there and pieces of wood went flying in every direction. You notice that there's a pile of boxes and barrels and a half-broken table that has been pushed up against the wall. You see shadows move for about a split second right next to where that barricade.
With my rifle drawn.
You two guys can easily see him suddenly raise his rifle and start walking towards that.
Like pointing flat.
I'm gonna be close enough.
Okay, so you get your shield ready and you're ready. Okay, so the two of you approach. As the two of you approach, you all three begin to very clearly hear audible crying. And we're talking low, guttural, eerie crying. It is. Well, you don't quite hear this, but you can't tell what it is. With your investigation checks, you can't tell what it is.
I lower my rifle. You there! Get out here!
There is no movement. Well, it's more like you pulling the pile away from.
Yeah, remove the pile and I'll give you cover.
Now, you are the proud recipient of a very, very high strength. This stuff is not super heavy. I mean, the barrels themselves are empty. The boxes maybe have old grain in it. You pick up one of the barrels. You wait for his motion. You lift it, and you, as you both are further away, very clearly see two glowing red orbs staring out from in that pile. And as soon as you see that, you can see them blink rapidly. They are eyes. Glowing red eyes. Almost like when you pass a light over a dog's eyes, you get that reflection.
Clear that some more.
Might as well come out of there. We've already found you.
No.
You just start pulling stuff off? You start pulling stuff off and throwing it aside? This creature must weigh that of a child, though it is the size of a man. It is curled up like it is trying to almost mold itself into the wall to try to disappear. And had you guys not investigated this area, you would not known of its presence. Once you pull this off with the light that you have to see by, you can very clearly see this creature is badly burned. The entire left side of its face is charred black. Its mouth is fused closed. Its left arm hangs useless at its side. But it doesn't look alive.
But when you say
If this thing is, it's definitely humanoid, but its race is a mystery, as most of its teeth are gone. Its flesh is pallid and gray, pulled tight over its body. It wears no clothes, and the parts of its body that you can see that aren't completely burned are smattered with filth. Its fingernails are incredibly long, like they haven't been trimmed in a decade. You can draw closer. Go ahead and roll me a religion check, please.
I walk up and I cast your
Okay.
good religion.
So as you reach out and touch it, as he approaches, the two of you approach. As you begin to recognize the spell as he casts, you realize, oh shit! You touch this creature and you put your spell into it. How much did you heal for?
Plus my
Wisdom modifier.
so 5.
It screams in pain as its flesh begins to peel away, revealing white bleached bone. Now the three of you hear this. This
I run in,
unearthly scream.
weapon drawn. Like,
I'm dead.
what's going on?
What do you mean this
You
is
see a
undead?
creature that is against the wall, but still it's shuffling backwards, its feet kicking like it's trying to go through the stone wall at its back, away from Perry. You see Perry literally remove his hand, and bits of flesh come with his hand off the creature's body as it's howling in pain. You immediately see this is what looks to be a ghoul.
I'll serve that down right.
Eh?
100%. It is screaming, and it's after about 15-20 seconds, its moans will die down from its screaming of pain, and as long as no one approaches closer to it, it curls itself up back into a ball, wraps its exceptionally long arms around its legs, and just slowly begins to rock itself as it stares at you.
Walk up slowly.
It
With
we
the
should
weapon still
encourage-
drawn.
Do you mind if I get I don't fail.
Walks in. Like,
book in
Hey.
hand still. Yeah.
why?
Well, I didn't realize it was a zombie monkey, and I tried to heal the fucker. But since you're here, go ahead and you take a look at it.
What are you doing? Why is it screaming?
Oh, and now you can smell it. Like before, like you guys have been burning wood and earth and other things, which kind of
Smells like
covered
I've
the
been
smell.
sunset.
But now that you get closer, yeah, this thing was definitely caught in a fireball.
Is this the smell I have after I... Why?
That's because it kind of looks like you burned it.
Commander?
That's because it was hiding that fucker.
It burned.
Everything.
Not everything. I didn't burn His Majesty.
Draka kneels in front of it and tries into
When you try to connect to its undead mind, you know an undead creature you can't read its mind. It doesn't have intelligence the same way that you do, but as you begin to speak in different languages, you speak that strange Vistani language, and you roll me an insight check.
Do it up with its favorite
Luck point.
enemy.
Worse. Get the 9.
Understand?
9 plus.
You have one more luck on the day too after this. 18. You can tell there's a visible reaction when you speak in Elven and Vistani.
They
What is it?
What does it speak?
This is being used to be bust up.
Oh.
It looks over at you as you begin speaking, and it kind of curls into itself more. No more pain.
Oh, it's used
Symbol healing in me that I can throw on you.
I have
No, no pain. Killing me.
yeah. Let me want to go.
Slowly pushes it down.
Only gives a head.
Ask question.
Always co-created.
No, not. The here. He had many names, but
Was it?
he village rescue. Many moons.
Maybe do you ever recognize yourself in her?
No, it's
Master hates Strahd. Master has made say his name, you'll know what I said.
say his
Did I say any names in
Want
the
to
book
talk
when I
to
read
her
it?
anyway. So we're okay with
ultimate.
His name is Nio'pkes.
Dear
God.
Can he? He was here with you. Killed you.
You know, he has a tendency.
When was he here?
You fought him. He ran.
Ja, ist das not vampires?
Things begin to make sense
Why they do?
from the journal you're holding.
Oh.
I certainly wouldn't mind giving it to you. Are you ready for the death?
I don't understand.
I actually do know what the original.
Yeah, you guys haven't met the original Nio'pkes,
Yeah.
and he was a indifferent creature.
So
then.
when I saw not this,
But you know that he was tricked into being cloned, and then they cloned his clone many times.
so this is,
I
but yeah. So if you be able to if I
So this is his book, I'm pretty sure.
It sounds like it's so much.
He sleeps under the earth
and
in the graveyard in Castle Ravenloft. He sent out there, but he will not leave this place to you for long. You promise. You promise.
very well.
No, I'm leaving.
And it closes its eyes and puts its arms out to its side.
All right. I hit it with a guiding.
What level?
Can I tell how much the thing's got left in it?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I was gonna vote
17.
back.
17. Yeah, the fireball really fucked it up, and then the healing really fucked it up too. So it's one of those things of even a guiding bolt is probably overkill.
Pump it up.
Okay, just to make sure it's so he reaches out his hand as you raise your rifle and as you go to fire, realizing just how expensive those radiant bullets are. You see Flynn
I'm
kind of
gonna use
nods,
a piece in that.
raises
Do
his
not have-
hand, and
Go
you
first,
see
yeah.
that silver beam of light, much brighter than it's been since you've returned from Barovia. You all see this, except as you're not there. It is much brighter than it has. Everything's been muted here, but suddenly it feels bright and natural. How you all remember this spell being 100 times that he's used it before. It strikes the creature in the chest and begins slowly burning its flesh away. It dies as the right side of its face pulls into a smile as the rest of its flesh burns. Its bones clatter to the ground. It is
Okay. This is not
Harry, come here.
It's just a le-
Harry!
What?
Get over here.
There you bitch.
the tomb. Graveyard of- Before he gains power.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Probably. Go to the graveyard, right?
Yes.
Walk
Let's go. Let me see what good want. What the fuck do you want?
as you walk
up
around
to
the
you.
corner.
All right,
As we
let's.
walk.
Okay. I would like each of you guys to go ahead and roll me a perception check as I take you guys begin heading out where you have the rope tied around the statue.
Quick question:
Yes.
Do you want to include me in this conversation willingly, or
He's a mimicry bird.
You
don't
don't know that, so
Oh, she's just like. Okay, hold on.
I
Perception, you
can
said?
transcribe? Oh my!
Good. No, I'm joking.
okay. So perception checks.
14.
13.
27.
17.
Yeah, and total on yours. Okay. Well, you can't ask that. I mean,
I know, but we should probably know by now.
that's kind of easy to forget. I mean, you're all
Yes,
multilingual people. I mean, that could be a pretty easy thing to
Multilingual?
forget.
Right.
my
Well, I know that
God.
she's a half elf, so I go to elf.
Okay. As you guys are walking around the corner,
What do you want?
oh, actually, yeah, we got to put a pause on this real quick because I need to answer your question. I would like you to go ahead and just roll me a straight history check, please.
Who am I mimicking?
Interbox?
It was not good.
No, it was not good.
What is your history? So so 4 plus 1? So 9? Okay. You've had several times where you have dreamt about that day. It was you completely surrendering your free will to at the time a very evil alien creature, giving her complete control over your body for a night. And during that night, everyone else slept while she did whatever it is she did. You had flashes and feelings of hate and anger, but that's all that you can remember. It happened along. You kind of pushed it from your mind, and you've never really been able to wake up any kind of feelings about that night that would stand out to you. Okay, so as you guys are walking around the corner,
I remember.
Okay, you cheekily found a language I don't speak, fuckers. I'll just have to repeat it later.
Flynn, it said this exactly. Tell me what it is.
What does it mean?
All right, go ahead.
Worst game of telephone ever.
Been a little crazy.
Yeah, you know, the little bunny gone.
Funny.
Yeah, the bunny.
Parker goes back to his
And
book.
I
muttering
made a
fucking weirdos.
promise, and we're doing this as we're climbing down.
Yeah, you guys are talking about this as you walk up. I'm timing you.
I know.
I think he knows. That's not-
I gave. Before we were
I thought, fuck, you do that.
I
You
wanted
are
my
actually
arm.
you're actually already aware of that. She
Yeah.
did confess to everybody
did.
a few days later.
Yeah, I know. I still say, why the fuck would you do that?
Okay, that is a great place for as you guys are distracted talking to each other. Ramir, you take your customary place at the front of the party. As you throw the rope down, looking to see about getting climbing down, you see Flynn walk up next to you, and he looks like he's ready to unfurl his wings and hop out. When the both of you simultaneously look up and see the grounds of Castle Ravenloft are caved in and destroyed for the most part. Sorry, caved in and destroyed. This is the only standing structure here that's left. So you have a clear view of the fields beyond and the dozens and dozens of shambling corpses that are slowly walking towards your location.
Yeah, we have a zombie horde coming, so maybe we fight now.
Zombie hordes, no big deal.
With those perception checks, those perception checks are so good that you can tell these things are moving very unlike zombies. They are moving with almost like they should be breaking joints and shattering bones with how quickly they're moving and how strangely they're
This is
moving.
not regular zombies, but shitty kinds that are hard to kill.
So let's make a plan to get the fuck out of here.
Because you guys do have those such high perception checks, you guys know that you have about 2 minutes before they.
We have 2 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Ready to
We're out
fight?
aiming to shoot at a human in the graveyard.
And again, with that 26 and 27, you guys can see about 200 yards away. You can see a figure silhouetted against the moonlight that is doing something with its hands and raising bodies from the earth. and
Nio'pkes
sending
brings
them
them
your
to
way.
fight us.
Well, we need to talk to Nio'pkes. So let's go take him out, and then hopefully all of them will just die.
But we not take him out. One is the other. I go speak.
Far away is not.
At this point, he's about 200 yards away from you all.
You go speak, I'll find a good place to keep an eye on you.
Here,
Ratsmir?
here's the only place where you're going to have a clear line of sight to where he is. There's a lot of little hillocks where you guys are, because Castle Ravenloft is on a cliffside almost. So there is a lot of cover between you and here. The only reason you even saw the creatures is because of your all's elevated position.
Do me a favor and come along and break his head if you guys.
I turned everyone.
Assume it's
Don't let it go badly.
It's a
My
hard shot. You're at your disadvantage range with that. Anything within 100 yards, you're good with. 300 feet, you're good with. Anything beyond that, you have disadvantage on the.
Hey, can I combine?
Does it look to be a position?
Yes, you have triple disadvantage.
Does it look like there's the position in
If you, as soon as they touch the ground, 300 feet. No. Well, he's 200 yards away. He's double that. Yeah.
double that? Okay, so disadvantage.
As soon as they get down to the ground level, they're not gonna be able to see Nio'pkes until they're literally right on top
Oh,
of
I'm
them.
just gonna fly to.
Well, okay. So at
Like,
this
I'm
level,
fine
they'll
too.
be able to
Might
see
as well
him.
take advantage.
Yeah.
I'll keep this.
Okay. So
Superhero land?
you're staying position.
Very hard
You're
to
flying over. You're flying over. You're going with. What are the two? Where are the two of you saying, or going?
I think we have. Oh, don't worry, I'll kill you.
Chop your head off!
Okay. It comes to an I
Listen
emulate
to
everyone.
everything they say. No privacy. It's like growing up.
In
Being
Elven?
on social
Then why
media.
don't you stick with Elven, you fucking
You know
dipshit?
how many of them speak Elven?
You know how many of them can mimic Elven?
It's very rude to change languages.
What you need to do is you need to learn to speak like they do.
So where are the two of you going? Thraka and Trisman. Right now, they've clearly pointed out what's happening, and at this point, about 30 seconds has passed, and it's very clear to see that these creatures are surrounding this thing.
Superhero landing.
I'm going.
Okay, so you're trying to. Okay.
I'm landing practically 5 feet. 5 feet.
Now we're gonna make the thunderclap jump off the ground.
Okay.
You know, nice thaumaturgy. Whoa!
Yeah, so as soon as you take to the air.
Gonna be thick.
Okay. So you definitely want to be heard. So Trishwin and Thraka, are you guys staying back or what are you guys doing?
Going down there.
Okay, so we got
Oh no.
So you're coming with
Thraka, we got Trishwin, and we got you guys,
No spell
and we got you guys going lambs to slaughter. Love it. Okay.
No.
So
Really?
How close are the undead now?
well, you got undead that are as close as like 100 feet from you right now. But they're not just moving into attack. They do seem like they are coordinating their efforts. Like they're coming in for an assault.
Well, then
Uh,
come after us.
this is also time that you guys can spend. Again, you guys, like I said, at this point, you guys have a minute and a half. So you guys have at least a little bit of time to set yourselves up, cast any healing magic or any of the spells that you're going to cast now
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
prepare
heal
yourself
myself.
for if it goes south. But if you stand there and watch and it goes south, maybe not good.
So-
Can I tell if the weed's good enough for me to tell?
Not without you could, but not without probably about 10 minutes of meditating on it.
So he's standing. So me and him.
That's like a short rest thing. Like
So
either
me
that or
and
identify.
him are like up on the balcony, right?
Yes. Well,
So-
you guys literally where you see yourselves now, that's where you guys are.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna fucking use Eldritch Blast to fucking blow like the section behind us.
Okay. Well,
So we get run up on behind by a zombie. Trying to blow a pitfall.
this here is not a wall. Sorry, this in here is a cave in. The two ingresses in this place is that side and where you guys are now.
You're also on the floor with them.
Yeah, the creatures are gonna have to climb up to get into this place,
So we're
but they
actually
do
gonna say,
seem nimble enough to be able to do that.
What? Give them a
Yeah, you guys can definitely be taking some shots at these things as these things are coming
So
up.
I'm gonna cast this guy myself.
Okay.
He
As
would look like one.
okay, so you just all of a sudden you get turned into a big ass half orc zombie, and blood coming out of your mouth and your eyes are that
I have
red.
use
Yeah.
for this. Fuck off. It might help.
Well, you know what? Just because I happen to did so damn well, I know that you're not one. Just do me a favor. If they start climbing up, take care of them. I'm gonna take care of our
So
friends.
as the three of you are setting up, like I said, if you guys are gonna cast any spells while you're doing this, let me know. Okay, how
25
much?
points.
Okay, go to mark it off. Okay. Oh, well, that remember that's if you prepare a spell, you precast it. Yeah, and that's it happens in like 6 seconds. So if it doesn't happen, the spell's wasted.
Well, I know.
Everything I have is past.
Another two. Percent.
I'm not
Okay. How long does True Sight last?
For me, like
Like
8
8 hours.
hours.
So
Oh, I still got
you
it
still
up.
have it up. Yeah.
Tyler,
never mind. I see everything. Everything.
Uh,
Oh, God, Perry, you've got too much junk in your trunk.
I know. Thank you very much.
as the three of you begin to take flight and head towards Nio'pkes.
It's like a jack.
Once you guys get 100 feet from the from this entrance that you guys came into the second floor, as you guys get 100 feet away from there, you start to see some of these creatures leaning down and picking up chunks of stone and watching you. How close do you guys continue forward?
Thaumaturgy. Nio'pkes, we come to parley. You want to fight? We do that later.
Roll me a perception check.
You found the bargain.
But I got 3 sight.
He's pretty far away, but you see him. You see his position change a bit.
Seriously, quite frankly, I'm tired of fighting.
You hear a voice that you've heard before, and it's that same thing of it seems to come from nowhere. Not like it's inside your head, but just the source. It's almost sourceless. Yeah.
Around sound, yeah.
And it's really off-putting, and it's raspy, and you hear that same timbre of send one forward to part,
Yeah, I come.
then have your minions stay back. I will stay the attack for them.
Thanks, yeah.
Hell with
Agreement?
What was that?
It's unnerving. I mean, you're far high, but you're 50 feet over the heads of these creatures. But there's probably 36 of these things. And zombies are zombies. Zombies, whatever. You guys take out zombies all the time. But the malevolence you see in the eyes of these creatures as they look at you, there's an intelligence in there that it is very, very disconcerting.
Yeah, these are not.
Yeah, these are definitely not zombies. As you get within about 30 feet, Nio'pkes raises his hand. Says, we can see each other now.
Guys, this is good conversation.
What would you like your epitaph to be?
Frank, I'm quite. You're quite tired of. Some. So we could. And then kill each other. Or just run.
Oh, the old adage of the enemy, my enemy is my friend.
Kill my.
So it's the enemy. My enemy is my enemy.
No. Parties were different. Personally, was there someone
Well, you hadn't need to worry about that.
about to collide with?
He looks up, and you guys have been in this place for about 45 minutes to an hour after the battle and everything. Looking as you look up, tracing his eyes, and that strangeness of it all, they're almost being like an exact duplicate of the stars, just shifted over, almost like you put two pictures overlaid on top of each other and slowly push them together. The stars now are touching.
So, one got on you.
Oh, I have need but wait. Once he aligns the realms, my master will once again call.
And we have already said
Who do you speak of? I. That before. You know of the architect. Then you're not as incompetent as you seem. Name your choice.
you need to choose. Then either you go your way or go with. Frank, I have no idea. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said this.
Then me and mine leave this place, allow you to go upon your way, and you do not return. You leave us molested. You may go and have your squabble with Strahd. It is of no interest of me now that I'm. Oh, that is a great idea. And an even better idea is me to not put myself in harm's way in doing that and allowing you to kill him for us. Because if I become within sight of Strahd, he will once again have control of me. He looks around, and you see, and you all are very unnerved as every one of these. At this point, you guys have counted about 20 of them that are turning, and they're all staring at Flynn. And they stand perfectly still. There's no swaying like muscles moving and reacting in balance. They're like statues standing there as they all gaze at him. You follow his gaze as he looks at these creatures. He has an army. This is a few paltry dozen. They were already created. I simply enacted a plan. Oh, I did not expect to be here for it at this point.
It's the open. It's the open.
Leave my domain, and I will contemplate your. Come to me with what your plan is tomorrow. While it is been taxing having you within my domain, and I must recover my strength. I'll think, and if your plan is not suicide for me and mine, then we may have an accord. His vast numbers are quite another matter entirely. Well, they won't be where he is. He hides within his sanctum. Currently, he must be participating in the ritual to rejoin the realms. He cannot be within. It would be within the Amber Temple. A dangerous place for the likes of you and yours. Again, come up with, see what you face. After you're done quaking, return to me and tell me of your plan. You looked smarter than that. If I were you, I would be quite afraid. But do we have a deal? Leave my domain, and I will not prevent you. So, and we will not. I will meet you at the old bone grinder. Tomorrow at sunset. Then we are of no use. He reaches his hand out. You see his fingers. It's been a common thing with each of these Nio'pkes clones. The fingers are about twice as long as they should be. And they all have 6 fingers on each hand. As it wraps its fingers around your hand and takes it. Doesn't shake, it just holds your hand for a very uncomfortable moment and then releases it. Smiles with that strange, sickly smile. Its fangs far too long for what a vampire should have. No, it does not. It has the 2 eyes. Though you can see the left eye does have the same veins in it that the other eye had. And that suddenly clicks on how he could see you when you were invisible. Yeah. Roll an insight check. 19? He's like all of the Nio'pkes that you've come up to, he's a squirrely bastard. He's not as insane as the Fomorian. He's not as wily as the mind flayer one, and he's definitely not as cold or calculating as the original that you met. But seems like he's on the level. You get a general sense of distaste that he has for Strahd. And though he'd love to crush him beneath his boot, you can tell he is, what you gather, he is confident beyond means that his master will be able to crush him under heel by himself. So sending you all out to kill him, either you guys kill him or his master kills him, it's no skin off his back. Not with the night. You don't get any sense of that.
Right. So
So you return? You return back to him? Okay, so while you're doing that,
Because apparently there's a lot. Of
well,
them.
because the viewers don't know this, they've actually run into this guy in 6 different variations. 2 of which they had no idea was even him.
I ran into him and he ate my brains.
Mm-hmm. He literally killed
didn't
you.
know he was. One was that we like. The
Well,
others we
yeah, and the 2 others you killed.
I would buy that.
Well, you definitely would, because you'd want to just kill that motherfucker every time.
we have an accord.
I
Nio'pkes
would
says we
release
can go.
him into the wild.
He agrees to meet us Granted Mill tomorrow.
As you see Flynn flapping back to you all, as you all are kind of like, are you all? Did you land?
I mean,
So as he starts coming back to you, you see all of these creatures, these 3 dozen of them, turn back towards Castle Ravenloft and then slowly begin to back up until they have a very clear path away, where it's literally the path leading up to Castle Ravenloft is clear of these creatures now.
so we have an accord. One granted.
Oh, sounds like a win.
We meet him sunset.
Oh, good, because I'm just about to out.
You guys have been smacking around his under it's like crazy.
Yeah, he fears us. We
I'm too little afraid. It doesn't really matter as long as we can use them. Or they help us.
That's fucking shit.
Technically, I say we move.
yeah, we leave on the outside while they
The 3
Alright.
non-flight gifted people can easily take the rope down. Each of you guys going to roll an athletics check real quick.
I'll fly back and fly. Guard. I know.
Those 3. Anybody roll a natural 1?
14.
No natural ones. Okay, this is easy. This is easy stuff. Literally, this is climbing with a rope on a surface that is easily you can dig your feet into and slowly walk yourself down. This is as long as you don't catastrophically fail, it's pretty easy to get down.
It was close, apparently.
Okay, yeah, it's silk rope. It's nice.
Why are you climbing down like that, Thraga?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. 14. As you're untying the rope, you once again get that feeling. Statue's super, super detailed.
That's. I'll look. But if nothing.
Nothing really connects,
What
but
are you
it's
doing up there?
Why are you staring at the statue?
Well, it's really detailed. Or
Go ahead and roll another d20 and let me know if you roll higher on your perception. What do you have? No hands are that good. I mean, there are artists out there, but this is perfect.
Anyone know how to turn stone flesh as statue?
Glenn probably has better look at that. I think he is the last one on this
How'd you look like?
person.
Woman? Dress?
Does it look like
Can't see
Strahd's
right here.
wife? I don't even know what she looks like, except for you. Does it look like Tristwin? Or no,
Look at
not
me.
Tristwin. What was her name?
I realize any name you could
Yeah, it's
possibly
my
rattle
sister.
off that could possibly.
What was
This
the
They've
area is-
never been here before.
Okay,
My
instead
God,
of
Bronca,
arguing, do we
not
have the ability
normally.
to do this?
I
Or
look like a
no?
fucking ghoul. I climb like a fucking spider monkey. Leave me
He's
alone.
like hanging by his legs.
No,
We have an answer for
I
that.
yell very loud. Focus!
no, we don't. And I guess there's probably no point in trying to figure it out now. We can always come back later.
Roll me a religion check.
Was it investigate?
It's a 10.
A 10? You don't think so? If this is, you guys have actually seen someone like this before, you guys weren't able to help them. This is something you would need a powerful restoration spell for.
They're stone.
Use
They're not going to be
Outside.
hurt by
capability.
Unless cast.
Oh, if you learn something.
With his perception check, he can tell this has been moved to this position. You can see the scrape marks along the floor. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Advantage?
No.
Open. We've been here before. We recognize people.
With
Plus
Thraka's,
five.
I'm sorry, with Rotmir's very
We're 100%
clear
that way.
description of this woman, it is very, very obvious to you that this is Irina, at least the statue of Irina Poliana. It would have to be a powerful resurrection or restoration spell.
Harry.
Okay, never mind. That statue is very important.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence.
Might want to move it.
6? Okay.
Hide in front of us.
No?
Okay, everybody but Harry and Tristan, just go and roll me a straight intelligence check.
Joke's on
Wow, that's
Oh my god, he is!
not
18?
19.
18
I was about to say joke's on you. I'm retarded.
All
but apparently I
four
rolled
of
high.
you very clearly remembered during a long dinner conversation, Cass regaling you with the tale of how he carried the deceased Irina Koliana to the graveyard within Valaki and interring her body there.
No. Given the lore that we what we're probably looking at with the statue is the first army. And what was buried.
You
was
know,
the last.
you actually saw the original picture of Irina, of the first soul of Irina, Strahd's, the woman he wanted to marry. They were similar looking, but they weren't exact. It was more of like the soul bond of that soul passing down to Irina, less of a physical thing.
And I assume
This is this is very clearly Irina Koliana.
Oh.
Like you know her, like you saw her when she was alive. It's that level of detail.
How many of us do you think it would take for us?
No, she does have a very serene look upon her face.
Spell magic work.
You gonna give it a shot?
He takes a statue with.
Good luck with that.
Could we?
It's about 4 tons.
What if you put it in the sack of big ball sacks or whatever?
Enough
That's
space.
what
Yeah, and it has a
Space
size
limit.
too. Like literally, it opens like a backpack. And if
She
you
doesn't
can't
need
fit
her
in there-
arms.
you just put it on her head and just. All right, let's go.
It's like, yeah, you're alive. Where's my arms? Ungrateful much.
I call out, Nio'pkes! Do you know anything about this statue?
The clock ticks ever onward.
Oh, so he's still there.
A twinkle by you plan.
You are not taking my trophy.
Why do
Your
you have
trophy
Irina?
maybe is a key to.
Why is it your
He cares not for her. If anything, I simply use this as a spit in his eye. This is not part of our. We already have an accord.
That is.
Glenn, I
Why
understand.
not try it?
I understand. You know what? We'll bring it up tomorrow. Let's go rest and deal with it. Think about it. Just as much as you'll think about it.
You would obviously be watching, as are you. You notice some of the creatures start taking a few steps forward.
Let's not.
I agree. We have a nice level balance right now. We'll come back to this.
Oh, you! They're vampires, of course they did.
It's just.
It hasn't
the
happened to
whole
me
realm
yet.
Is a trophy.
Like he said,
Time ticks ever onward.
Think
Dawn
about
waits
the
for no
try.
one.
Make haste and then.
He needs to study his. Actually, give me the stick.
Agreed. I'd rather risk that than him leaving us alone.
By the way, son, let's face it. He probably doesn't fit into your
Okay.
criteria.
Uh,
Dead or
Trini
Triswin
at Perry.
breezes.
Get over here.
Triswin breezes past Nio'pkes, who stands about 30 feet off the path, surrounded by quite a few of these creatures, as he has that strange smile on his face as you all move past.
The trophy. Okay. On it. I mean, you can always re-petrify it. It's not.
He just continues to smile at
Perry!
Hey, let's make haste.
you. Okay.
Finish.
We do. I think I need.
So,
That is stopped you.
before they move completely on, Marco points and now like
More.
don't do
first time for everything.
I grabbed Rocket. Come on, let's go. Don't make
Just
issues
like-
with other clones of this fucking.
As you guys march back down the path, ready to continue your conversation, we're going to take a quick 5-10 minute break here. We're just going to do some bathrooms, some walking around. We're going to change up our break schedule. We're going to take a couple of breaks as opposed to taking one long break, okay? So we'll be back for a quick bathroom break, all right? We'll be back in a few. Thanks for coming back with us and hearing the twerking conversation. We're gonna go. We're gonna get right back to it. Once again, we do thank you for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, please. Also, head to our Facebook page. and for Dice and Dudes, and head to David's Tiles and Terrain on Facebook. Give us a like on there, please. All the terrain and the figures were painted by David's Tiles and Terrain. So, heading past another version of Nio'pkes and heading back to Vallaki, you all had arrived here about 10 o'clock at night when you all decided to head into this. By the time you all leave after your parlay with Nio'pkes and the fight before that, you're leaving at about 11:20, 11:30 around there. So it's getting close to midnight at this point. You guys did walk for most of the day to get here. So, as you guys begin to walk back, how late into the night are you guys going to continue to travel? Okay, so you try to get them to stop, kind of huddle around you.
Wait a
And
minute. Let me do something out.
All right, while you go do that, I'm gonna go take a piss. Come on, Sir.
roll me Arcana.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, they walk off. You have that thing of they walk off to have a conversation, but the four of you are still standing there.
No, sorry, it will be okay. I'll keep an eye out.
Right.
Okay.
We're gonna die.
Not only can you teleport, it's even safer. It's safer now than it has been ever before.
Everybody gather around. Blink us back to Zaha.
Give us a second. I gotta go relieve myself.
Well, while you're having that, because it takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah, hear that from a way off.
Trying to basically commune with the weave.
All right. Hold on a second. That's so much. What's going on,
Do I
Tristan?
notice Arnos thing?
Roll a perception check. Roll a stealth check.
Because
That's enough.
I know. Damn bird.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard
That is
no.
an incredibly hard no. I don't think you
Well,
can
let's
have-
see. You can roll a natural
No.
20. You can roll a natural 20. So
But it
let's
is
see.
a 15 plus fucking 13, so good luck with that. Even the nat 20 on your count could not be.
It's a fucking 20,
What's
bitch!
your total? What's your total?
Perception with the nat 20.
25?
It's a 28.
Nat 20
You,
though.
it is a nat 20,
I'm
so
on alert because I know the bird was already snooping.
it's a nat 20. So
already
and you're at least close. So I'll give you that. You notice, but you notice about halfway through the conversation.
Probably about the time that I zip up and start looking around too.
Yes.
No, he's
So as soon as the Sopranos fly off,
Well, he doesn't fly. He just kind of like wanders a little bit and gets.
like this, like
He's
okay,
like
as I
10 feet
see
away.
him
From
heading off,
Hey.
so, like in that general direction, I telepathically like, are you interested in dicks that don't go inside of bodies?
Over the sending stone, I'm like, okay. Can't protect. You're on your own.
I understand.
well, they're
Thundercat.
literally
Don't
like
worry.
30 feet away from you.
Will you stop distracting me? I'm trying to figure something out.
in the Sunny Stone. There now. But you didn't care when I almost died. Over the past few days because you've been obsessed with that sword that hasn't left your hand.
With a slightly damp hand.
Now,
Don't worry
you know
about
what?
it.
Oh God! Oh God!
It's that small that you
I
feel
don't
like
know,
your
she's
hand?
All I say is, you are the kettle calling someone black.
Do you
Did
all,
the
I put
dwarf
the
just pull a
stone
race car?
away.
will you
I
all
know,
shut
right?
up? I'm trying to concentrate.
Yeah,
Throw
you're
it
telling
away.
me about it.
And then I continue Elven, but hush tone. Or no. Flash of it. Very long.
It's about this point you notice Arnos is you see the feathers near his head just like shift a little, and you realize that you've seen that before when he's listening to something.
And I'll just like look at you like,
Do I
Is
notice
he a
the devil?
cockatiel?
Well, as she looks over, you look at him, and yeah, he and walks back around
In,
you.
in Elven, I shouted a bird fucker.
At that point,
I thought
is
you were
when
running for
Flynn
Google Translate.
Flynn stands up with the very, very good news.
Okay, I'm 60% sure that I'm 100% sure this is Mubla.
That's good enough for me.
oh, we're gonna die.
Like 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Do you notice he left a bit of himself in?
Let me guess. Arcana check.
You
Give me
don't
a sec.
remember it all coming back to us and saying that he took back what was.
I will do my best to reiterate all this.
I wouldn't you
I'm
yeah,
aiming
remember
for
that.
the place.
Yep.
Did you also remember that passionate night that we had together?
What?
Oh, okay, just check it.
That's
So-
hell. You all shut up. I'm trying to do something magical.
As
You
you
always
all
try to do something
as you all
magical.
collect up together, you see Flynn begin to do arcane gestures that he does a lot of these. This one though is pretty similar. He still kind of draws out a circle around you guys. It doesn't take as long as what it used to do. This is more of like a quick thing that he does. Infuses the air with some arcane symbols and then begins praying. As that happens, I would like you to go ahead and roll me percentiles, please.
Oh, here we go. Here we
We're
go.
gonna be in a tree.
81.
81.
Pretty high. Not good, but it's pretty high.
Tree. Bye.
Don't
the
worry
tree.
about it. Let the last thought be that passionate night we had.
Not have a passionate night.
That you remember.
Okay.
Your memory's pretty spotty.
As that same strange feeling takes over each of you, your limbs tingling, almost like they're falling asleep, falling up your body again, all in a split second. Then suddenly, the environs around you are gone. And you have that strange sensation like you're being pulled somewhere, like your consciousness is just being funneled into a direction. This time is different, mainly because of the utter searing pain that each of you feels. As you all suddenly come to consciousness, the first one who does so is Flynn, as a man stands over you and he is full on slapping you in the face.
What?
You have a headache like you haven't had since the last time you got completely smashed the first night you met Lady Chrysanthemum. And your whole body aches. You look around groggily. You see what looks to be the library of Shadowfoot Manor. But it looks like a tornado came through here. You! As Tass, you realize as you go to touch stuff, you realize Tass is literally kneeling on, like he's got his knees on your chest. And he's staring at you.
What? Fact.
At least you're alive.
What keeps that between us?
I think that's going to be hard to keep between us. And he looks around.
Stay there?
You see 5 unconscious bodies are in the room with you. The room looks like a tornado came through it. There are pieces of, like, you guys are on the second floor. The first floor of this building is stone structure. The second floor, the walls are made primarily of wood.
I blew the library up.
Yeah. There's no walls connecting on the outside. And the inside wall looks like a battering ram has been bashed through it at several points. You are soar like you have never felt before. And when you look outside, you haven't been in Barovia long, but you've never heard birds chirping and you've never seen the sunrise.
That's bullshit. just.
Yeah, but you're a 6'6" bird, so you chirp a chirp, chirp, chirp,
No, it's a mimicry. I can mimic.
chirp, motherfucker.
Does he injure himself?
No, but it takes a long time to rouse each person. You realize from how much your face hurts, Taz probably smacked you a few times. And it takes a while to rouse each of you.
Sure you want to smack out of
It feels like you guys have gone through the worst triathlon of your life. Straight did that, and then immediately just went to sleep afterwards. So your body's tense and tight. And you guys are all covered in bruises and scrapes.
This is what your bickering does. You distracted me.
So next time you decide to teleport us,
Let me. Oh, I'm glad we're alive. Let me give you a hug. I'm so glad that we were just. And I jab him with the butt of my rifle in the stomach.
It hurts.
I'm gonna go get me something to drink.
Oh, monster.
how long have we been out?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Why did it only start now?
I don't know.
Wait, what? Wisdom? Well,
Nope.
This is why you don't. You have friends. You don't like it when you have friends.
I walk out of the room.
It
Very rarely
is
accidentally
hard
set
to
you on.
walk.
Never on purpose.
Harry,
Don't try to talk. It's
now that you are paralyzed, and at this point you see Tass is wailing on Triswan's face, trying to get her to wake up. The sun is shining outside, and the air is warmer than you have felt before.
so. Instead of wasting 8 hours, you have a minor accident and I blow up a room in your house. It's not that bad. And if those two didn't bicker like all the damn time, you have wanted to distract. Please don't hit me again. I use something stronger.
next time I'll remember to go walk away. And then fucking shoot you from abroad!
That is the
They
answer.
prefer to be called ladies.
Whatever, I'll shoot you from behind abroad, above abroad, behind abroad, you know. I'm done with it.
Yes, I bought it.
Remember, pay. Thank you.
But why does my fucking head hurt so damn much?
Because they were bickering and distracted me. So the calculations were very precise.
Why does they need to be so damn precise?
Otherwise, we pop into a wall. It didn't teleport us off a cliff this time.
You know, but we bicker all the time and you've
teleport us
never
off
done
a
this
cliff
before.
anytime.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to see it right now. I'm gonna go get a beer.
At this point, Tristan, you finally come to, and you see a very, very concerned Tass awkwardly kneeling on your chest. Yeah, I haven't touched your tits in a long time.
You're not touching them now for being here.
True, and he puts one of his hands down and just starts to patting her armor. You're right.
Hi.
It's been a while since I've seen them too. From the other room.
I have a question for you. What the hell did you guys do? I don't think teleportation causes that, and he points outside. I don't think Flynn did that.
Then who?
Coming back with him, I guess. I think.
He
I
looks
will look
outside.
outside.
I say this very simply. The realms almost had very little time to kill Strahd before he's on.
Yeah, I think he finished that. Go outside.
My
Yes, the
eyes
sun's
fucking hurt. I know that it's fucking bright outside. I know the two worms are merged.
So the
Yeah,
two
Two realms are merged.
As you step outside and look, it's noon. You taste the crisp Carnathi air that you guys have become used to, as this is your home.
You teleported us forward in time 12 hours.
As you look to the north, you see mountains you have never been able to see before, but mountains that you could see from Karlakton every day that you were there.
Yeah.
Pass.
Sleeping.
Or have we been?
Hours.
Okay, at least it's
That
only
doesn't
hours
say
this
anything.
time. The
You-
last
we
time
left
he,
yesterday.
the last time he screwed up on
Still
this,
doesn't.
we were
Well-
gone for 4 days.
I heard a huge explosion upstairs. I went upstairs and I found all of you all passed out there. I was outside because there's a whole lot of people out there and they are very different.
Let's pass on.
Oh, he hops off you as you go to get up.
Thumbs off you.
Pain.
Oh, you guys are sore, but you're not
Yeah.
like
Oh, she's-
invalids.
I'm just. On. And our reporters, we need to get a message over to Morrowind. We need to start combating forces or getting forces together to go into combat because we have fucked up. Is already here.
Task gives you a very worried look, and I don't think it's something you all did. I don't think you could have.
That was our job. It doesn't matter if we could have or not.
Look at the bright side.
Almost noon, so.
He's not a god anymore.
Oh,
Do I
once we
feel
can
like
kill
I'm
him.
being watched again?
What do you mean?
Well, from the research that I did, everything I found, he was only a god because of the demiplane of Barovia.
If we have a
Now
chance.
that he's back here, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got a swinging dick the size of a city, but
Yeah, but so does a dragon. We've killed them.
We raise the force.
I-
He has time.
he-
Right now.
problem is that even before he
Rest
became a
examples.
god, he was feeding on dragons. So the comparison doesn't really match. But the good news is, we're home. We have allies here where we didn't in Barovia.
Yes. Was a favor due to the Karlak. Raise the.
They're
We'll
not-
attack as soon as we ready.
They're not good. They don't know me that well there. I mean, Lady Morrowind was your contact, not mine. But if you all can get there,
Someone have
I need you guys to see something. Come on.
All right.
Follow tag.
Why?
He very quickly runs to the streets, and as you guys are moving through, you guys can very clearly see the people that were milling about that seem to be like trying to go about their days, almost having a semblance of some kind of half-life within Barovia. They are bleary-eyed, blinking at how bright it is. That this is a sky they've never seen before. There has never not been an overcast day in all the time of Barovia that these people have been alive. And when you look into their eyes, these people aren't husks.
I walk up to the. You! What's your name?
Gerald?
Gerald!
That
Why
was
are
a
you
half
alive?
reaction.
I don't understand the question.
He doesn't have the power to
No, no,
hold
no,
them
no.
all.
Why you want to be alive?
That's a very bad question. Ask literally anyone.
That's-
How much water.
That's a very terrifying question.
Then why do you not want to die?
Because life better death?
Do you have any kids?
Are you trying to weigh whether or not you're going to kill me?
Yes.
I have 6 children.
What are their names?
Ed, Ned, Ted.
They
Look, don't kill me.
Have time.
Okay, it doesn't have anything to do about whether or not you have kids, with whether or not I'll kill you.
What? He looks at and somebody
You
else is
remember-
like kind of slowly
Do you
walking
remember
away from the
anything
conversation.
from yesterday?
Where
That's a
are
better
you?
question.
No,
Yeah.
more like, Gerald, where are you right now?
Valaki. On the old Svalich Road, headed through Valaki.
Any idea how it got to the state?
What country?
Barovia.
If
What?
we don't
And
know,
there we go.
he wrote
What's
with
the
us.
Valaki?
Malak is still a ruin, right? Just
I'm a
confirming this.
cobbler.
A function.
Hey, I need some new boots.
I'm
Uh,
moving.
this is an odd way for you to try to purchase boots from me.
Where's your shop? And I'll come by later.
It's in Bresk.
Where is a place that I can hire a messenger?
To go where?
There's no one that
Look,
some random stranger
look,
shows up.
I
and says that they
admit,
need to
I've
go to
never
Texas.
seen it like this before either, but come on, you know you can't leave. Strahd won't let you.
Strahd doesn't have a say in that.
We're no longer stuck
Yeah,
under
look.
Strahd's power.
Look, I've heard that a dozen times before, okay? Look, I just want to go about my day.
Go back a day. We'll convince you of it later. Have a good day.
Yes.
And you know what? Here, take a gold for your trouble.
Okay. I guess that was worth getting threatened over.
Is Valathi still in its previous state of dis?
Well,
Fair.
now that it's a brighter day that you can actually see. Like, here's the thing: is Barovia it's a supernatural cold to it. It's that chilling effect of how terrifying that place is. Now you guys are just cold because Carnathi winter is here, but you still have the snowbirds that you can hear tweeting and talking.
Does he get aroused?
Yes, we
I
should
only
say.
get aroused by one female. Any other female is likely to get murdered.
Does she have feathers?
Yeah, we're gonna
But
die.
what if the fairy lady turned into a
And what did you say to
snowbird? Would
Tash?
they get the-
Sorry? What were we gonna say?
Now you're just.
Teleportation.
Okay.
When are we going there? I'm gonna go take a nap.
We're supposed to meet him in a.
Go. We come back and sleep, and we meet him. But it says we have to warn everyone.
Hey, probably, maybe. Hey,
There are no
that's a
forces.
good
Yeah,
idea.
Tash looking. I'm already organized.
Make sure
So-
that we have a good dinner to wake up to.
Give me the
That's
stick.
all.
Stick while
You do as you
Whatever.
please for everything else.
Yeah, I'll go.
I don't
Uh,
choose.
As Task is, come. You have to see this, and you guys continue through the streets. You know, at one point in Valaki, there used to be 4 watchtowers around the city. 3 of them were destroyed. You guys were literally there a week after one was burned down when you first arrived in Valaki. Climbing to the top of the only remaining tower, to the south of where you all stand now, you can see there are dark clouds on the horizon. But it's strange. They seem to span maybe 2 to 3 miles across at the most.
Is that where the ember?
As you watch, you can see what looks to be large force movement of what has to be thousands of troops that are now heading west.
Just tell me.
Okay, you know what? Let's go. No. You know what? We don't even. It doesn't even matter what Nio'pkes' own, has to offer. We gotta go now.
There we go.
Acton.
5. 2 and bite.
As you pull the scroll out, you begin drawing the circle. You go as you're casting the spell. Task steps inside the circle. Let's kill him.
I gotta go kill him yet.
Well, as you try to say that, you suddenly disappear.
Let's
Good
get
to have you,
patient.
Task.
For the last year, you have had this nagging feeling, and it took you a long time to figure out that something was happening to translocation magic. that something was interfering it. Something was pulling the ley lines away. That's gone. And it's there is no normally you are having to find pathways through these ley lines in order to teleport where you wish to go. That resistance is gone. Within your guild hall, correct? Within your house? You guys have one there? For the first time in a long time, the magic functions as it's supposed to.
I told you it was your bickerings that did it. Told you it was your fault.
Well, I look
Insane.
around and I say, Task, I'll give you 5.
Pulls out a copper piece.
And I.
He said 5 cents.
He takes a gold piece. When you turn around, he puts it back in your belt.
So I show him. I show him.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception.
16? Okay, yeah. You have no idea.
So I introduce him to Anlo and I say, Anlo.
As soon as you walk down with Tass beside you, Onlo comes storming up the stairs. When he sees you, he smiles. Then when he sees Tass, his brow kind of furrows. Looks at him and, Cade, when did you lose an arm?
No. Task.
Oh.
He's welcome here. Task, Anlo. Anlo's kind of security.
Cool. And at this point, I want all of you guys to roll me a perception check real quick.
Stairs.
You will see this interaction.
Okay, cool. I'm walking past.
9.
A luck point. Fuck it.
Unnatural.
Technically, you got a full night's rest, so you have your 3.
Oh, so never mind.
So we got
So,
restored.
Well, the luck is by day.
Oh.
This stuff is, you guys have to take a real rest to
So
get your
my,
stuff back. By that, yes, like your ice staff is recharged, things like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah. How many did it get back? 8. Okay.
Plus whatever.
13.
I think it's 8 plus 4, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, do we get a rest?
Your daily stuff comes back,
powers
but you
that
didn't
don't
get a
require
rest.
rest.
Like
So-
you guys didn't
No
didn't
spells.
sleep. You guys were unconscious.
No
That,
spells,
like,
no sorcery
yeah.
points. Just
yeah, you guys
So-
didn't rest.
So second win.
Yeah, no short rest, but any of the daily stuff is back, like magical item stuff, things like that is back currently. Sorry, what was one more time with the perceptions,
20.
guys? 20, 21, 13,
17.
19, 17, 9. Okay, so you're in the conversation with Onlo, so you don't quite hear this, and you're 13, right? So everyone else but you, because you're concentrating on Onlo, you all hear what sounds like 3 different bells ringing loudly in the city.
I start booking it.
Okay.
Out of
Wait,
our house.
so you hear that, you walk right past the
There's no walking.
Onlo, or well,
I'm
you're
taking
running past
steps,
down the stairs.
Like, at a time.
Onlo is just like,
I'm on her heels.
come on, something's happening.
I'm gonna flap up to the
I'm
top of the nearest
And
bell
I
tower.
tell him, yes, there is a.
We know. Let's go. We gotta tell.
Something has appeared in. We need to go.
I was like,
Short story.
we're gone.
You were a little late.
He turns around and goes walking as you guys are yelling at him as you guys are running down the stairs.
Well, I'm not yelling. I'm just going.
You guys, as soon as you open the door of your home, you can hear the bells ringing, and there is chaos in the streets as people are moving forward. You guys can see. So you go to get Makushla and pull her back and pull her out.
Table's right by the.
Yeah. So you guys,
And I'll move faster on the horse.
this is clear to you guys because you guys are basically Karnathi by choice. The things that are moving and hurrying, busying about, none of the undying guards of Karnath are moving about. You don't see any of them.
moving at all.
The only things you see are people look like they're fleeing in any direction to get out of the city.
Good, I'm gonna flap my
Okay. So you jumping on Makushla and running, you're flapping up. What is everybody else doing?
I say, I'm gonna tell anything.
I heard the bells, and then I heard that sound that this guy makes whenever he does that thing, and I was hoping it was you guys, because if it's not you guys, I mean we were screwed. But look, it's been weird here the last couple of days, and last night things just went to shit.
What have they done? Why are
As
they around?
they're around, they killed a couple hundred people as far as I know, and I don't know the exact details, but people are just trying to get the fuck out of the city.
Are they attacking?
They're attacking anyone who gets close to them. As far as I know, man.
I feel like I'm
Roll me an insight check.
I'm with her, and I guess we're heading. Is that what we're doing? No?
Yes.
Well, whatever.
You have
whatever
that
we know.
hair-raising feeling on the back of your neck is back.
So we are back, because Dad's back.
I book
Okay, so the East Gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I book it. I start. Need to get the people out of here.
You don't see any. What you guys are seeing is civilians.
Over the
Is there any
sending
cause?
zone, I say, Undying.
God has. That's why I don't like the undead.
Is, Lady Morrowind?
I couldn't tell. Evacuate. Loud thing.
I think we
Kinda
already
get
get
them
the
to-
idea to get out of the fucking town.
You know how people get when they're attention.
And people are panicking.
Louder
Order.
natural voices isn't gonna help.
Okay? Is that what turns you what?
Everyone! And then, if you will move in a correct, orderly fashion, Crispin will show you to safety
Oh.
with the help of Rotmir und Zabad and Perry.
So yeah, he's headed off in his direction. She's running that, I guess, in the same direction you are.
Well, shit. Everybody goes the other way and don't trample any small people.
So where are you headed? Where are you headed, Rocco? Where are you
I'm on her
headed?
heels.
He's
and
a
we're
great-
Okay,
heading
so
towards
the
East
three
Gate.
of you. I mean, you're booking it, and they're trying to keep up with you, or are you
No,
keeping
he
pace
went to
with
the
them?
Citadel. We went to the East Gate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go.
So you're running with him? Okay, so you two heading to the East Gate, you headed to Lady Morrowind. Where you're flying up to the bell tower, where are you going?
I'm still at, compound with Massacongo.
Onlo is booking into the city.
Okay. I'll lock up and say, Tass, I guess,
Okay. So you meet up with Onlo?
and I will summon
Hamish?
Hamish, and I'll reach my hand
As
out
this
for
giant
Tass.
great goat suddenly apparates out of nothing with the click of your fingers, you see Tash just as you climb up, he's right behind you, pulls himself up behind you, standing on the saddle behind you, putting his hands on your shoulders, and goes, "Yeah!" right in your ear.
And I coax Hamish.
Now, it's relatively difficult to maneuver him. Same thing with Makushla, because there are literally so many people moving about, unless you're just trampling people to death.
Clear the way as loud as I can.
Yeah, and when people see you guys approaching, they're trying to get out of your way, but people are panicked. I mean,
Yeah,
this
so-
is fight or flight, and they've
So-
chosen flight.
So Tharka to avoid
Can
I need to not do that. Sorry, that was super loud.
Oh
That
my
was.
gosh.
Sorry, people.
That was super loud, sorry.
petition for a cinematic event?
Right? Okay.
Since this is a mountain goat,
Mhm.
and he's navigating
Okay.
cliffs,
I see where you're going.
is there a path that I can maneuver?
As you're moving, you, with Tass on your back, Tass leans in and goes, "Can't this damn thing climb?" And you smile as you're passing an alley. You pull Hamish to your left. Going up to the alleyway, you see a row of boxes that are lined up behind it, just stacked up. Almost like it's meant for you. As he clambers up on top of the boxes, you jump onto the rooftop. And now, running over the clacking hooves of these clay tiled rooftops, you are running over these roofs through Carlacton. Where are you heading?
I'm going to a building within view of the palace to see if it is under siege by the Undying, or if the Undying are protected.
Okay, so I'll get to that in just a second. Right as you get up onto the roof, you look down and you lock eyes with Onlo. And Onlo calls up to you. I can't just let people die. I'm still a sword of Denise. Farewell, brother. And he is running off. Looks like he's trying to corral people together to see if he can get them out of the city. As you all are moving, you moving through the streets, you with him, like you're huffing as much as you can to catch up. He's slowed down enough that you can at least keep pace as he's trying to move around people.
To keep them away from me, I'm just like broadcasting his mind.
Oh, this is. You'd literally have to stop there and focus to get everybody who's coming. Yeah, you're better off just make way. Yeah,
not even that. I'm just yelling at them as guttural as possible.
And people are definitely
and my mask is actually on for one.
And people
just
are definitely
scare the living
trying
shit out of them, out of my fucking way. Because at this point, I don't care.
As scary as you are, whatever they're running from has their attention far more than even this guy riding
At least
a
make them
raptor.
get the fuck out of my way.
It's like trying to move through a sea of people. They're trying to get out of the way as much as they can, but it's chaos.
They trying to get
I'm sorry, you're not
away
the
from the
commissar.
direction I'm going.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Hold on one second. Yeah, hold on one second. That's good. That's a good feeling to have
Say
right
run
now.
from.
So, hold on one second. You're flapping up towards one of the bell towers, correct? Okay. So as you're flapping up, you see at the top of this bell tower, a solitary figure is grabbing a hold of that rope, and he's just going crazy on this thing. What do you do?
What precisely is happening that is requiring an alarm?
As you get close and you start talking, you realize there's no way he's going to hear you over that.
I'll go up to him directly.
Yeah. As soon as he sees you flapping your wings to get over there, let me see if he recognizes you.
Well, I didn't
Natural 20. He knows exactly who you are as you get up. He stops for but a moment and points towards the trap door of the tower that he's in. Drawing your attention with the ringing still in your ears, you can see there's an iron bolt that's holding the door closed, and you can see the door is as something on the other side seems to be trying to break through.
There's something trying to get to the top of this damn tower.
Again,
Over the thingy.
Okay,
Can
yeah. So
we
you guys
even
hear,
hear?
you guys are still close enough that you can hear that. His voice is distorted from the ringing, but you can still make out most of what he
It'll
says.
take a minute to apply
So-
my last vial of fucking oil.
Okay, so you're preparing at the top of that tower, putting holy oil on your arrows as
No,
that.
I'm a spirit.
So,
It's useless on ammunition.
so getting back to you two real quick. You guys are heading against the tide of people.
guys still look like
As soon as you do that, screams erupt. And people are doing everything they can to get away from you, which is making it almost impossible for you to make any forward momentum. So while that's
do I
happening,
have enough physical strength to fucking just toss them like sacks?
if you wish to start swinging at people, you can.
No, like
No, you'd literally have to. These people aren't going to let you grab them, like especially with the way you're looking. But even as you, as just regular Throck, a half orc with your demon mask on, they're still not going to let you touch them. These people are terrified. They're at the point of logic and reason is gone. This is run or die.
they may be running away from me though.
Oh, they're
running away from
trying
something
to.
scary.
Yeah, they're trying
Like I said,
to.
you're not the
But you're
construct.
coming against them. So it's you trying to go up a river of salmon
Fuck it,
and getting
athletic-
smacked in the
athletics
face.
check. Fucking
Well-
8 plus 18.
Well,
climbing
you,
up the
no,
fucking-
you're able to make your way through, but now looking as one of them, your progress is going to be slowed because now the crowd that's coming towards you is trying to turn around and is running into themselves. So while that's happening,
You're the one who did something fucking stupid.
Oh, they should fuck off.
Bezabé, go to the western gate. I fight them and hold them.
you see some people see you. There's flashes of
Dramaturgy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's flashes of recognition on people's faces. But now, I mean, they were scared before, but now there's one of these things in their midst. So, while you guys are still pushing.
Oh shit! I forgot about
I mean, you guys are still you guys are making way, but you guys are trying to push your way through as best you can. Carl Acton is a city of 1.5 million people.
Rocket, every time you have a thought, just don't do it.
Tristan and Perry, what do you guys think?
As we're booking it.
Now, you guys are kind of running with the crowd.
Yeah. I'm screaming. We need people, all civilians who are unable to fight or defend others. Please go to the opposite side of the city. Any abled man, woman, or young adult, please follow us to the eastern side. We have an army coming in. And
Yeah,
it was like, boom,
nobody's-
boom, boom. One
Well,
person-
like when you're as you're screaming that, people, you realize a lot of the people who are running around you, they're women, they're children, they're older people.
They can fight.
Oh, okay. They're
Brie Larson.
the
Stronger
the
than yours.
the undying protectors of them that have protected Karnath since the time of the last war have turned and begun murdering its own citizens for apparently no reason.
Don't trust any of the undead.
At this point, it is just them trying to escape. Like, there is no viable defense that's about to happen, as you all know, most of their armed forces was decimated in the last war as it was, bolstering their ranks with the undead. The undead in Karnath is the vast majority of their armed forces. So what protectors are there? You guys haven't even seen any. The first guard that you all have seen is the one in the bell tower that is about to get overrun. So, while you two are still headed to the east, correct? So you guys are still headed to the east
Fucking
gate.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe you can
after
help
a-
fight the undead in the Citadel.
After a
That's it.
few minutes, you guys will see that the east gate does stand open. But you hear screams as you get closer,
Nothing.
cries of pain. And through little bits of the crowd, you can see undead monstrosities, sword in hand, are beginning to wade through this throng of people. So, while that's happening, you have a very good view from where you currently stand,
I know
on top of your mount with Tass at your back. These rooftops, I mean, this is precarious fall because Carl Acton is a vertical city. I mean, you're 120 feet in the air at this point, you know, being on top of this building as you're running through this. Thankfully, Carl Acton is built close together. So it's not too hard for Hamish, who's very sure-footed, to move across these rooftops. But you very clearly see the Citadel is on fire.
At this point, I'm not going to unload dialogue.
Start making a way to try to find him. At this point, he's disappeared in the crowd.
No,
You're just going to try to head in that direction?
I'm not going to.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick. I'll roll for Tass. Let me pull up his character sheet real quick. Oh, very nice. 21? He rolled a 32. He notices, and he'll point this out to you, and you see it too. He just sees it a few seconds before you do. But it looks like there is a large contingent of the Undying soldiers that are actively setting fire and pillaging the Citadel itself. But there's still a smaller contingent of them that seem to be trying to break inside. They actually have a battering ram and are trying to batter down the door. Yeah, he's just above you guys. So you seeing that, you take off after Onlo, correct? Okay. So you start heading down. It takes a while to get down. It was lucky cinematic timing to find the way up that you did. So you kind of work your way back down. It takes a few minutes. While that's going on, Arnos. As the ringing stops and the guy you can finally hear his shouting as the ringing in your ears slowly quiets down. You hear him screaming, "Get me out of here!"
About that, where's your rally point? And how much do you weigh? You may wish to ditch that armor.
He looks down at himself and just pulls out a dagger and starts cutting at his breastplate to get it off. As you hear the wood is splintering.
Ugh.
And he cuts and tears it off and just jumps at you and hugs you. Save me, save me, save me!
And we're good. Let's let gravity decide this.
As you jump off,
Fucking hell!
you can tell why this guy has the position that he is. Because those bells are hard as hell to ring. I mean, they are heavy. So this guy's kind of a beefy dude. So it is a perilous descent that you take down. But using your wings to buffer yourself as much as you possibly can, a fairly rough landing later, you are able to make it to the city streets and land. It's, as you turn back and look, you hear a giant ringing explosion. Looking back at the watchtower, you see as the bell rolls off the side, falls, and smashes into the cobblestone street below.
Where's your rally point?
The citadel, but the citadel's on fire.
Where were the fewest guards?
Out of the city! Out of the city!
That doesn't help.
He pulls the dagger that he has that he jammed into his belt, pulls it out, and I can fight.
Well,
Let's do this.
That's good because we need to rally with
And he will start taking off to the east.
the east. Which direction is that? Is
Um,
that out of the city?
Yeah, he's headed to the east Gate.
Right there. Well,
As he's running with you, do you keep pace with him?
I'll go ahead. I can one.
Okay, but the question is, do you?
I do.
Okay, so keeping pace with him, he begins just breathlessly telling you about the events of the last couple of hours. Like, oh, it was strange yesterday. It's this fog just rolled in.
Here, you might as well talk into this thing.
He can't. It's not attuned to him.
Eh.
He kind of looks at that and holds it and begins talking as he's running, but they can't hear any of this. You can relay this
I'll relay it, I guess.
you can relay it as best you can at a point coming up. Strange mist just rolled through the city, and suddenly my brother's an undying man. He's a hero. He fought in the war. His fucking eyes just
Try there's a way to
changed.
reverse this.
Deal with this? And he says that distraught, looking around. As you can see, there are several fires that have been set throughout the city. Smoke is beginning to billow into the sky. You can barely hear his voice amid the myriad of screams and shouts from people running like herded cattle through the streets.
Plenty of the cities of
He doesn't seem to perk up as he just mutters, "Carl Acton was never among them." And he just keeps going forward. I was keeping watch and I saw just them go crazy. I barely managed to kick my brother down the stairs before I closed the gate and began ringing the bell, but man, he got through 3 of those doors. I fear for Lady Morwen. She was at the Citadel. And he continues with you. He seems completely morally demoralized, like just utterly broken. So Harry, and Trishma. The closer you get to East Watch, you see there are 3 of these Undying, and they are, with reckless abandon, attacking anyone that gets close to them.
Well, I never needed an excuse to kill an undead before.
The people are terrified enough that you see an older gentleman push a young woman in front of him, her falling to her knees and rolling on the ground. As she looking up at the creature before her, as it sticks its blade into her face. The man takes an opportunity to run around the creature and make a break for the gate.
Can I shoot the one that's stabbing?
Go ahead. You level your rifle. Take aim.
Not a 3. 20.
20 is it. $14?
14.
Alrighty.
Very
It-
loud thing, and everyone's
A cacophonous bang next to you that you've heard many times before, but people scream and raise their hands to their ears as they look at you. Then you see kind of hope alight as the bullet takes this thing in the shoulder. It takes a step back and screams, "Ah!" Then looks at you and begins rushing towards you. The other 2 undead taking step with it and beginning to rush right at you,
Oh,
Perry.
can I take my second shot then?
You are able to, as the rest of the crowd begins to break around those 3 and make to the exit. Yes.
Okay, so I will step in front of Harry, weapon out, and boom! August of seconds. One action. Boom.
Is it target enemies only?
No, we do not fight the citizens.
I mean, I've already.
Yeah, but they were in a demon state, so that was at least ambiguous.
I was talking about that.
So if it doesn't
Oh.
state, do you want to
Yeah.
use the ability?
Maybe
Are
wait.
there people within?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then no. I'll just attack.
Okay, well he would shoot when he's got about 60 feet between them.
Okay, then
So I mean they're coming at him at this point.
I will
So
meet
you
them.
wait till they get there. What'd you
Yeah.
roll?
I'm in front of him.
A 17.
17 is a hit.
Oh, sweet.
In front of him.
Well, hold on.
15.
15? You shoot this one. It's wearing that black plate mail. As all, no matter how they were armored in life, in Undying Death, they wear the black plate of Karnath. You manage to shear off the pauldron on its right shoulder. It clatters to the ground as it cries out in supernatural pain again. Does not break stride as it continues to rush you. You are able to hold your action until it gets into range and swing. Go
I'll
ahead.
be reloading with the radiant.
He wants to fight the cheek, but
Okay.
15 plus 9 is a hit.
Sorry, 18. That is. Actually, no. Sorry. The 18 was
26.
radiant.
First one comes up. Not even looking at you. Raises its oddly. It's a strange shape to their long swords here. More of an intimidation tactic. They have that wavy design. Well, sure, a crisp
flamberge.
design, but more like a flamberge. As it's holding this two-handed weapon in a single hand, goes right to swing at Perry. You step forward and smash it right in the chest. It falls to the ground, and you see the very strange, never before seen, blue light within its eyes wink out as both pinpoints seem to come out of its body, raise in the air like motes of flame from a campfire, and then wink out.
Go for the,
Go ahead.
is the another one right next?
Oh yeah, the
Or
other
these
one.
are
I mean,
them I can
these
step
things are
and
not.
then-
Yeah, you could take another 5-foot step and swing
Yeah.
at the other one.
That's what I'm gonna do.
16 does not hit. Now you guys know that these things are formidable soldiers. But against you, not much of a threat to you all. In short work, you all are able to kill these 3 creatures, spending a couple more rounds, swinging your hammer a few more times. People are still filing around the two of you and beginning to make their way into the fields beyond the city. Flynn and Thraka, what are you guys doing? Okay. It takes probably about 15 to 20 minutes to working your way through this crowd, but you manage to break through where the citadel itself sits at the exact center of the city. And the market square around it is pulled hundreds of feet back away from the citadel itself to give it the proper pomp and circumstance that the building deserves. And when you see it, it is on fire. And they're going to roll me a perception check. You two.
I see everything.
Luck point. That's better.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, one more luck point. That 20 and 15?
Yeah.
Okay. You both see what I'm going to describe, and I'll describe what else you see in front of you. The market square that you guys have been through dozens of times. Looking, Liam's shop was a stone's throw from here. All the potions that you bought from here, all the vendors that you've talked to, all the people that you've seen. Dozens of bodies lay skewered and bleeding out, some barely moving, litter the street. Closer to the citadel, you see what looks to be people who instinctively tried to get into the citadel when this happened. That group of people have been butchered. There are dozens of these undead, undying soldiers that are not only walking about setting fires about the citadel, but there is a fairly large group of what you can see is about 10. What you see is just a bunch of them with a battering ram battering the door down. And they seem like they're getting through pretty quick, as they never get tired.
Matter with them.
What you see, beyond that, the courtyard from the outer gates to the citadel itself. It's wrought iron in very Gothic architecture style. So it's not a solid wall. So you can see what lies beyond. You can see that among the piles of the 4 deceased civilians that were caught up in this, what looks to be almost like a coup, there are several of these undead walking among them, and they seem to be making sure that each one is dead. Death blowing each person that seems to still be alive.
Alright. Quicken Sunbeam and Fireball.
Okay. As you point at the door, a small ball of flame with the face of a beautiful woman shoots out and explodes right at their center. Body parts are thrown in every direction. Armor scatters against the building. The battering ram clatters to the ground. The front door is blown inward completely. Some of the others turn and look and begin rushing towards the door as you take aim at each of them and just burn them down with Sunbeam, one at a time, as they make their way towards the door.
Since when do the boom booms have faces?
Righteous angry.
So,
Yes, Flynn.
despite
bitches!
your confusion, is Strahd doing anything else besides ogling
I
the
just
destruction?
didn't know that the fucking things that burnt my fucking hair off and gave Thraka burn scars had faces on them, but now that's okay to know. No, Thraka was trying to tell Flint, hey, I could join them busting in and then kill them because I look like one of them. But no, he just went the
As
fucking
you
Flynn
said,
route.
as you were saying that, I can get in there disguised as you look over them. You just see the fireball fly out.
So for the first time that Flynn's ever probably seen is one of the fucking Undying just like
Yeah, a very undying Thraka goes.
Does he look like one of them?
Yeah, but it's like Thraka as undead.
Is he
I
saying?
Yeah.
know that he's not one of them.
You've never seen a human like that proportioned as one of the undead.
I'm 6'7".
Well, he's wearing Thraka's armor, you know.
A good like no, don't even.
And but actually, go ahead and at that roll me a handle animal check, please.
I don't want to have to hit your fucking raptor.
She is freaking out. It's the undead that's driving her mad. Instinctively, as she starts to try to throw you, you manage to get free with your connection to her, but she goes into a frenzy. She sees one of these things that is walking about the market square as it's killing people, look up at the door and go to move, and she goes to attack it.
Kill them all, baby! Kill them all!
So while that's happening,
I'm just glad I didn't attack me because I wouldn't have to put down your dagger.
Rotmir.
I'm not gonna let Ilo die alone.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, please, and I will roll one for Tass. As Tass will scream at you, "What are you doing?"
21.
Okay, so what do you respond to Tass?
Unload's not gonna die alone.
And you rolled 21?
Yeah.
16 plus 14, so a 30 for Tass. Tass, with eyes that belie his age, is able to pick Onlo out of a crowd of passing people as he is currently locked in mortal combat with two of these creatures.
That's Unlow. That's the Unlow I know.
He is not faring very well against them.
That's not the Unlow.
Yeah, I'm going to have you roll a straight D20 and add your initiative modifier to it.
12.
12. Onlo takes a sword to the gut, kicks him back, pulls the blade out, and as you approach, you hear him say, "Is that all you've got?" He throws his blade on the ground and very much holds the wound, raises his sword for a last stand as you take your newly found sunblade, recently reforged, and take it to these creatures. Now, you realize striking these creatures, these are not undead. Your sword's effectiveness against these creatures is the same as any creature that you would strike. It is not particularly effective against these creatures. But with you and Tass, you are able to easily dispatch the two that he is fighting. But at that point, Onlo just sits back on a stoop, still bleeding out of his stomach. Okay. I'm in a bad way here. Would you happen to have a drink for me? He looks at the potion you hand him. And, well, I was thinking more of booze, but I guess this'll work. He drinks it and winces in pain as the wound slowly knits itself closed. Yeah. All right. Still alive? Plenty of chances to die today. What are we doing? We need to get to the Citadel then. If anyone's still alive in there, we gotta get to them quick. On your way, you're about 150 yards away when you clearly see what happens at the front of it. And your heart drops for a moment as you think, oh, they got in. It's going to be a massacre. Until you then see a brilliant beam of sunlight energy erupt from a solitary half-elf standing in the market square, burning one by one these creatures down as they approach the door. But there are dozens of them. And if he lets up on his assault, they will get by.
I'll stand in.
So you're slowly making your way towards it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
And-
slowly. I'm burning my way through.
Yeah,
the door.
you're right as
With
fast as you can.
order of
Shooting,
righteousness,
and I mean,
like
this
that.
is. There must have been at least a couple hundred of these things attacking the citadel at various points.
As he's doing that with the sun, can I help craft within reason?
Yeah.
Are they funneling in?
They're coming around. They all had spread out throughout the citadel trying to find ways into it. He basically just took out most of the ones that were trying to get in right at the gate. And now that they've heard this commotion, they're funneling back towards this.
I made myself
Can I
mad.
be like going upstream?
Yeah, you're on Hamish's back. Tass jumps off, lands next to Flynn, and you see him just start. He pulls out a stick, and magical bolts of blue energy just begin to shoot out of it, smashing into these creatures' chest. If they get close, he flips the wand into a sheath on his wrist and has the sword in his hand in a second, faster than what your eye can track, and just begins attacking these creatures, fighting back to back with you as you realize after a few moments, oh shit, I'm about to get overrun. With Hamish and Rotmir going up against the stream of these, dozens of these coming down at you. Hamish sadly taking several blows from these creatures as they come up. With your reaction, correct? Oh, just it's always on you. So you're getting beat to shit.
Yes.
I mean, you are holy shit getting beat to hell. Thraka, as you see this happen, Tass on his feet, Flynn already dripping with sweat from trying to maintain the concentration as these, with the choking smoke that's right next to him, the litter of body parts, and these fearless creatures just funneling at him. What are you doing? So you're gonna head inside? Okay. So as you rush inside,
Because the fuckers aren't fucking with me, right? Because I look like they're retarded. Sorry to the viewers. No, they are dim-witted because they are.
it's okay.
And they have to pass an
You
intelligence
haven't
test.
well you haven't been able to ascertain what their current like intelligence would be, but you know normally they're at least as intelligent as people are. I mean, because they're a person, you know.
They have to pass an intelligence
Yeah,
test.
nothing seems to be coming directly at you, so you can easily run right
They're
inside.
too busy stabbing the squishy.
Well, now they're too busy trying to kill him, trying to kill Tass, and trying to kill him.
I'm gonna go try to fucking find Lady.
Okay, Lady Morwen, are you still keeping your disguise up? Okay.
Everyone inside.
That you're aware of.
That's fine. Once I get away from this butthole stabbies, I'm
Well,
going to try
yeah.
to
Once you head inside, so you drop
Once I'm
your.
out of the view of the fucking idiots.
Okay,
The
so
fucking-
you rush inside, you drop the
Yeah.
disguise. Now, you've been in here once before, when they had an audience with Lady Morwen. So you kind of know your way through this place a bit. It's still kind of a maze as it's designed for defense, but go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
work.
Good enough.
Okay.
You're able to
Number one
move through this
point
place. As you go to get right into where the audience chamber is, it's a set of double doors. As you come up, you go to push on the door and you bounce against it.
I have big ass mouth.
Oh yeah. So you start shooting at the door? Okay, so you start shooting at the door.
hinges? Do I see hinges?
No. Yeah, I mean you're pushing on the door, so the hinges would be on the inside. You don't have the roll to hit. I mean it's literally the broadside of a barn.
I missed worse.
It's true.
You start slowly chiseling away. You realize you could be here for a long time.
So I'm going to I'm not too fuck my ass.
Okay, so while you're thinking on getting your ass fucked, Arnos,
I just realized I'm not tuned to it. I could have just messed that shit up.
you start approaching the eastern gate, and you come in behind what looks to be a small contingent of these Undying that are rushing at what appears to be a whirling hammer-wielding dervish and a rifle-wielding ranger that has now resorted to using it as a club as they've gotten closer. Between your help and theirs, we're narrating this because these creatures on a one-on-one basis like this are no threat to you guys. And there's no point in simply rolling a bunch of dice and... But you're tired. You've been running. You've been swinging. I mean, you're getting to the point where these things are so up in your face, it's hard for you to reload your rifle to where you're just starting to bash them in the face. You've nearly got taken out with this guy who just, like, trust falled on top of you to save his life and trying to get through the city. But you all are fighting for your lives to try to save as many of these civilians as you can. With Flynn and Tass, you realize very quickly it's a losing fight to stay.
Fall back and fight a battle of the
You can make your way back to Tass and Flynn and stand your ground with them. I mean, still staying on Hamish for the height advantage and just start smashing through people. They will eventually overrun you. So you guys will have to make a decision on what you're going to do. You guys can stand your ground and fight to the bitter end.
What's the plan?
Thraka over the...
Well, the retard ran away like a girl, so I hold the line.
So Thraka over to Cindy Stone says, "Shut the fuck up."
Well,
Yes.
you don't hear him say that.
Oh, no?
No.
So
That is not
Thraka over to Cindy Stone's, "Where is the strong blonde chick?"
You are out of range at this point.
I was like, we are out
Yeah,
of range
those
right
three
now.
are out of range at this point.
Flynn, get in here and blow the fucking doors open.
Did you ask them to open it, you dumbass?
They don't know me.
Yeah, you met them. Hello?
Doesn't mean they fucking know me. They're fucking guards are
You don't
staring
know
people.
me, man.
You don't know my story.
Either way, get your ass in here. It's easier to defend in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hearing this happen and you're just kind of like...
Man, what do you expect from a fucking
Normally, in a
gangbanger?
fight like this, it would be bloodlust carrying you through. This is different. You're almost serene during this. Every blow that lands on your legs and your chest and your back from these creatures, you just shrug off. It's a feeling like you haven't had before. You're a warrior. You have fought in the depths of the Underdark, in Kyber, against creatures that would drive other people mad, side by side with other dwarves. And it was rage and survival instinct that carried you through. And this? No. It is like you are sitting beside a cold stream with your fishing line in the river catching fish.
No.
You weirdo.
Okay. So,
I guess give ground as I have to. Going back towards the front.
what are you doing?
Really hard on them.
I wish I had thermometer, but I'm gonna have to roll if I can go like loud as fuck.
What are you trying to do?
Fucking yell. Hey, it's one of the Knights of Fate. Let me the fuck in.
Roll a diplomacy check.
What is that?
We don't
That's persuasion, right?
Yes. Sorry, persuasion, yes.
14 plus 9 is
You have a luck
23?
point if you want to use it. You have one last luck point if you want to use it. Yes. That's the point of luck, is you get to pick.
Yeah, I'm keeping the fucking 23. Well,
Okay.
actually, plus 1.
You hear a voice on the other side. Is it the orc?
Yeah, the big one. I dropped the skies.
Have they made it through?
Not yet. The sparkly fairy dude is down there fucking roasting them, and then the dwarf is on the back of a goat fighting them. It's pretty fucked out there, but we need to fucking talk.
Can we bust through?
With Mr. Magic Fireball, possibly.
You hear wood creaking and groaning, as then you hear a on the other side of the door. The door is pulled open, and you can see a very scared pair of guards there. With them is a very beautiful woman you recognize. She does not appear to be afraid, but she has a very solemn expression upon her face. She looks you dead in the eye and says, "If we can make it through, then we must go now."
Well, with as many of us gathered in the area as there are, we need to go now.
There are thousands more on their way. We have to flee now.
Yeah, so...
And she begins making her way out with the guards in tow.
Okay, I guess she'll lead the way. You two fucking bedwetters.
As she walks, you see her pull a very, very fine-looking raven. Looks like it'd be used as decoration. She pulls it out and begins running. She doesn't seem to get tired as she does either. I mean, you're a big dude. You're running and you start huffing and puffing. She just doesn't. It's not even breathing hard. You guys are slowly giving ground. Having to, as these creatures are pushing in. You trying to use the front, even the destroyed front doors are a better bottleneck than nothing. As they get there, you hear running feet behind you. Turning around, you see Thraka, Morwen, and a pair of guards coming your way. As Lady Morwen locks eyes with the two of you. And Tass, she gives him a strange look but brushes that off for the moment. "Can you push them back? We have to flee!"
I yell.
Yeah, I
all
plows the
my
road.
dwarven tongue forward.
Forward! And just start pushing in.
I'm gonna blow the whole.
Yeah, you blow that.
You blow
So-
that load.
4 fireballs.
Okay, so
Yes.
between him
That is blowing the load.
lobbing fireballs behind them to try to clear out, to thin the numbers so you guys can break
Blasting the
through.
path ahead of us.
As he's breaking up any of the reinforcements coming in to try to stymie you off, you, Task, the other two guards, and even Lady Morwen are just cutting down anything that gets close, just pushing through. And after what feels like an eternity of fighting, you're finally free, and you see there is still more at your back.
I will.
Okay.
I will switch from tip of the spear to rear guard.
Okay.
Basically protect them as they.
Okay.
So,
As
I failed a self-imposed like fucking willpower check. So as fucking this Lady Morwen, like no interest in before, but the gangbanger whoever sees. Like,
yeah,
slicing
like
and
she's
stuff.
just slicing
It's
through
like-
things
it's like,
and just
it's
that.
like you know in Deadpool where he sees like his chick whoever like
Yeah.
fucking people up, it's just like
in slow motion, as Lady Morwen is killing people, she looks up at you for a moment, and you're,
Oh, God.
and they break. You guys break through it and begin fighting a running battle of attrition, just trying to get through the city. Go ahead and roll a handle animal check with disadvantage.
15.
Okay, get to that in a minute.
you hear a
As you guys have begun making your way out, most of the civilians at this point, it's been a few hours of you guys moving about the city, trying to get people out, going to the Citadel, breaking out Lady Morwen. As you guys get further and further away from the Citadel, the running attacks become fewer and fewer. And you see some of these creatures begin to slow down, almost calculating what's going to happen next. As you all slowly make your way out of the city, heading towards the east gate, you all can see the fires being set behind you. As Carl Acton, a city that has never fallen during the last war, has been burnt to the ground by those who were created to protect it.
Fine, you bastards!
And now
They burn.
they don't seem to be. Now with you all outside the city gates, hundreds of people rushing into the fields beyond. Lady Morwen now at your side with a very angered look and hurt look upon her face as she sees the carnage and death brought to her citizens. Looks at you all and says, "We failed." And that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. We'll get to that.
We're still fighting.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say.
Of us.
By the
We're-
time
we're
by the
fighting.
time they get to there, you guys have cleared this out, and it's more of you guys have performed rear guard for any of the civilians coming through. Like I said, you guys would between the three of you, and even the guard, though the guard gets wounded very badly, you guys would be able to
yeah.
defend anyone coming through. Yeah, but
Right,
it's
like,
yeah,
really
you guys like.
Except for that.
You guys as a group, these things are not a threat to you on a one-to-one basis. But the amount of them there are is a whole different story.
There are.
Well, no, you got use out of it. I mean, it hit them, but you guys know these things, they're not
Fun.
typical undead.
And she got to do her superhero move.
Well, no, I
At
didn't
some
get to.
point.
No.
People in the superhero lens. I don't care. if
She,
they're wearing
I mean,
that,
she
that's
could
fine.
have, but it, you know, she could have, but it's one of those things of, we won't get into that yet. You guys are not pursued outside of the city, though.
He wants to the city.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Let the people go, man.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the session as much as we did. Once again, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Go on our Dyson Dudes Facebook, like us there. Hit us up on Instagram and the Twitters. David's Towels and Train. If you have any interest in any of the products for David's Towels and Train, you can message me on the Facebook page. I also have a bunch of stuff up on eBay if you're interested in that. Currently have Arcadia Quest fully painted and Rising Sun fully painted for sale. So if you're interested in anything like that or getting other commissions done, please let me know. I do currently have a couple of commissions I'm actively working on. So it'll be a few days, maybe a week before I could start another project. So keep that in mind if you do need something. Once again, thank you all for joining us. And remember to keep rolling them dice. Good night, everybody.